It all started with an overly priced gym membership. My cheap ass was determined to be in the gym almost every single day to make the fee worthwhile. So I sweat, and I squatted, and I took way too many videos in the gym, but in the end, I became fit. Yeah. And in the past 3 years of me being more fit than I've ever been in my life, I did learn that if you're in the gym, working out, sweating, getting right and tight, you're gonna be doing yourself an injustice by eating cookies, drinking beer, and consuming anything else that makes life worth living. And in addition to like eating better in general, I've also been on this hunt to discover why my forehead keeps breaking out in chronic hives. For the past year, I've had these hives, don't know what it is, and every week I try to eliminate a food to get me closer to discovering what is breaking me out. This week, I'm cutting out gluten. But what the is gluten? According to Google, gluten is a substance present in cereal grains, especially wheat, that is responsible for the elastic texture of dough, a mixture of two proteins. It causes illness in people with celiac disease. And what does that mean?
I'm very pro-pizza, and you can't be pro-pizza and anti-gluten, so...
What homie Jimmy here is trying to say is that if you're gluten-free, you gotta cut out a lot of things that are delicious in life. And if you're still confused about gluten, you should ask yourself this question.
What is a fart? I forgot, because it hasn't happened to me in a week.
Confused? Yeah. Well, as I gasped all my entire life, I too was surprised by my findings on this week-long journey of eliminating gluten from my diet. Here's how the week went down.
So yesterday I went to the grocery store and I decided that it was time to go gluten-free. And the reason is because I'm still trying to figure out the cause of these hives. But in the meantime, I'll take it as a health benefit because now I have to eat healthy and then I can decide what is in fact filling up my skin, making me look like I got freaking constellations on my forehead, you know what I'm saying? That prompted me to get a bunch of stuff that I've never ever gotten before. I'm talking only fresh foods. Like, I'm going gluten-free, basically sugar-free. I'm gonna talk about energy level, I'm gonna talk about skin, and I'm gonna talk about weight and how I feel at the end of all of this after 1 week of being gluten-free. Let's get into it. The cool thing nobody tells you is like when you start looking at these food experiments, it makes you buy things that you never buy at the grocery store. And like, I just skipped right past the cookies, which is something I never do, but it makes me realize like, shoot, what am I gonna eat if I'm not getting bread? What am I gonna eat if I'm not getting even quinoa? Because even though it doesn't have any gluten, it's grown in the same farms as a lot of gluten is. So essentially I'm staying away from all the things that I eat. And that means that I'll be eating pretty low carb, high protein, and high fruits and veggies. And that ain't never hurt nobody. Unless it has. I gotta research. 2 eggs, baby spinach, tomatoes, green peppers, red peppers, and a few mushrooms. Okay, here's my bizarre frittata, but on the side, since I can't have any kind of bread, I'm doing some popcorn. Because popcorn's actually a really good healthy snack. Guarantee the hardest part about this is going to be snacks because I love chocolate and chocolate contains dairy, which I don't eat either. So I'm gonna eat fruits. This is something I've never in my entire life bought at the grocery store. This is a, what the hell is this? I think it's a plum. Is it a pear? Is it a, it's not a clementine. Okay, anyways, my point is I don't like fruits, but if I'm not going to be eating cookies, I guess the next best thing for a snack would be nature's cookie. It's because I don't like the skin. Oh damn, there's a huge ass pit in this. Is this even ready to eat? Someone teach me about fruits. Bottoms up. Hi guys. For dinner we have some lentil and quinoa pasta. We got some turkey meat with a bunch of seasonings. And we have zucchini, mushrooms, onions, and garlic. Ta-da! I think it's day 2 of this gluten-free diet, which is also forcing me to eat sugar-free a lot of the times because all the good things that taste delicious, like cookies and muffins, that all has sugar. So I've been eating nothing but fruits, veggies, and today for lunch I'm going to be making a tapioca, which is a Brazilian starch that is gluten-free, y'all, so I'm in the clear. But it's really crazy because in the States, it's not a trend yet. Like, cassava is a plant that grows in warm weather and tropical weather. The root of the plant is this huge potato-like thing that is a root. In Brazil, South America, and a lot of Southeast Asia, we use that for a billion different things. So every time you have boba tea, which you're actually eating is cassava, and it's formed in a different way, but this is what I'm eating today. I've posted this on my story a billion times, but it's basically just carbs that have no sugars, no fats, and it's all gluten-free. And then you pick your toppings. So I'm doing 2 eggs, mushrooms, and turkey sausage. This does not look good, but it'll taste good, and that's all that matters. I'll throw in some tomatoes too, you know, get those antioxidants. Ding! I slept for 5 hours. So let's talk about energy levels, or like lack thereof. So tired, so tired. And maybe it's because I'm not eating enough carbs, because a lot of carbs have gluten in them. And so I therefore don't have much energy, or just because I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a little droopy. Weird. However, all my friends have been saying like I look super fit, and I'm like, I've done nothing different with my workout routine. I'm just doing the same stuff. The only thing I've cut out really is alcohol from last week, and now gluten. So it's getting more and more crazy, getting more and more Abby, and I'm digging it. But I am tired as milk. Also, as far as my hives are concerned, they're still there. That's some ointment that I have on there, you know what I'm saying? So it's concerning. It's concerning. It's probably not gluten, guys. So it's officially been 5 days of eating gluten-free. I weigh the exact same amount as I did when I first started this challenge, but in terms of energy levels, I have been feeling a little bit low in energy just because I've avoided eating a lot of carbs. And if you know what carbs do, it gives you energy.
So when you think about bread, you think about carbs, but that also equals gluten, and when you eat gluten-free, you kind of cut out bread, which means less carbs, which means less energy.
Which is why I took a record amount of naps this week. But when I was awake, I felt a lot cleaner, and I felt like there were less toxic things in my body. But anyways, it is time for lunch, and what I realized is like eating gluten-free, it's not that it's difficult. Okay, it is difficult avoiding those cookies in the aisles, but what's really interesting about it is you find yourself eating a lot of like 1 to 2 ingredient foods. What that means is like I will eat a banana. I'm not gonna eat like a banana chip that has a list of ingredients a mile long. I'm gonna eat sweet potato fries that I make in the oven by cutting up a sweet potato. So for lunch, like I've started cooking more, which is cool, but it is time consuming. Today I'm having turkey burgers. I had to chop onions, chop garlic, put like seasonings in this baby, and then for the side I'm making sweet potato fries that I am making myself. I've been eating more fruits and vegetables. I've been avoiding almost all synthetic sugars in general, so I feel like incorporating gluten-free foods is just a good idea in general. I've had no gas, no bloating. That has never happened in the history of Joanna Franco's digestive system. What is a fart? I forgot, because it hasn't happened to me in a week. Yes, I still have hives on my forehead, so I didn't get to the bottom of it, but I did learn what eating gluten-free can do to the body, and for that, I'm happy with this experiment. I'm considering it a success. It's not about your weight change, it's about how you feel on the inside, and I think living with a less inflamed body is always a good thing. Comment below if you're gluten-free. What are your favorite snacks? Why do you recommend being gluten-free? Like, does it actually make a difference? I think it does. But I'm just like trying to get y'all opinion, you know, get that engagement up. Let's see what you gotta say in the comments. It's a community. And we'll be back with more soon. Just me. There's nobody else. Do you see anybody else? It's just me. I definitely feel leaner, I feel cleaner, and I feel meaner. When you eat gluten-free, you're forced to stay away from all of these bready, delicious things. It includes a bunch of things that contain a shit ton of ingredients that you don't even know how to pronounce. If you don't know how to pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating it.